Can you talk about a little bit more about what you personally feel is the greatest unmet need in Alzheimer's disease right now within the population, especially regarding symptomatic treatment like agitation, aggression, and other troublesome symptoms?
Yes, we definitely need new treatments for patients with mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. And thank you for mentioning the neuropsychiatric symptoms. There was exciting news yesterday that the FDA has accepted the review of pimavanserin for the treatment of dementia-related psychosis. So we're very happy to see that drug going ahead. I think it has a good chance of being approved by the FDA and being the first treatment ever for the treatment of psychosis in dementia-related psychosis, and for that matter, in any psychosis in any neurological disease. So it's really an exciting development for pimavanserin. We're looking forward to that. There are several drugs that are moving ahead in agitation. I'm happy to see that. There's drugs being tested for apathy. You probably know that suvorexant was tested for insomnia in Alzheimer's disease and shown to be beneficial, and the labeling was changed to capture those data so that practitioners can use suvorexant for insomnia, knowing what the efficacy and the side effect profile in that particular population are.
Was there anything about your study or the observations that you saw that stuck out to you, or was there anything that that may have surprised you by what you saw comparatively? I mean, also the number of treatments within the pipeline had gone down just slightly, but was there anything else that had you seen specifically that stuck out to you?
There were several things, Marco, that I was struck by. One was the great increase in the number of repurposed compounds that are in the pipeline. So drugs that are approved for another indication like cardiovascular disease or even cancer, but they're shown through some mechanism, laboratory studies or epidemiologic observations, to have potential benefit in Alzheimer's disease. And so then they are tested in the pipeline. And there is about an increase from roughly 25% to almost 50% in the current pipeline are repurposed agents. So there's been a great shift in terms of repurposing as a mechanism for identifying candidate compounds. One of the things that alarmed me in looking at the pipeline was the relatively small number of agents coming into phase 1. And the way to get to phase 2 and phase 3 is from phase 1. So we really have to get those drugs out of the laboratory, out of the animals, and into humans more successfully than we are right now. So clinical trials are a problem, but getting the candidate compounds to put into clinical populations is also a problem. And then finally, I would just say that the challenges of clinical trials stood out to me. When we calculated the total number of patients needed for clinical trials right now, the number is 31,000. We need 31,000 people in the trials that are just those that are recruiting right now. And yet getting patients into trials, getting patients to understand what a great contribution they can make, enlisting them in the citizens' army that will help fight Alzheimer's disease has been a challenge that I don't think we've been successful yet with. So we really need to get people into clinical trials, and we need to educate people as to why the clinical trials and their participation can be so important.